we're going to get into some predictions here made by folks about UT, but I'm going to give you a poll question. I'm giving you an extra option here. My guys on the set aren't going to get the extra option in the middle. But here's the deal. You can look there at the Hearthside Bank logo, click the QR code with your smartphone and vote for us. Which prediction, which we're about to share with you, would you put your money on? If you had to put money on one of these predictions for Tennessee in 2025, would it be playoff berth, major bowl, or B-level bowl? Now, we got a couple people that went to the online and played it on the website, which you can also go sportsource.tv/polls and play there. But we'll see how that thing plays out. I want to see you start clicking. I want to see those lines moving.
Maybe to help the people at home and also me, what are we considering a major bowl? Is that New Year's Six?
Yeah.
Because those are all.
I didn't think
those
we
are
got
part of the
that.
playoffs.
Let's get here. All right, let me read.
He's trying to bend the rules.
Let's go to the. Here's the reason I ask this. CBS Sports' Brandon Marcello on the Vols said, "Talk all you want about Nico Iamaleava leaving for UCLA, but I'm not sure that matters much for the Vols. I hate the term system quarterbacks, but Josh Heupel's offense provides that structure for a signal caller. UCLA transfer Joey Aguilar will be just fine, and he'll have some wondering if the Vols won the de facto trade with the Bruins. The MVP at Tennessee is the schedule maker. The Vols get Georgia and Oklahoma at home, and arguably their most challenging games are on the road at Alabama and Florida. That's at least a 9-win season, and the win total at FanDuel is currently at 8.5. It's gone up. I love Tennessee's chances of getting into the playoff." Okay, now that's Brandon Marcello of CBS. There's another prediction that I had for you, and that is from Barkley Truax at On3. He went through and projected all the playoff games, all the bowl bids, and he has Tennessee versus Florida State in the Duke's Mayo Bowl. That would be a B-level bowl.
Yeah.
Any of those SEC kick-around games are B-level bowls. New Year's Day or Citrus Bowl, I'll make those major.
Okay.
Everything else is, if you're in that rotation with Texas Bowl, Music City Bowl, Mayo Bowl, that's B-level. Sorry to the Duke's Mayo people. You make good mayo. Paige, I'll start with you. Major Bowl is off the table.
That's what I was saying,
You don't
Ryan.
get that. You have to pick between.
Because I'm like, I like that option. That's the safe option. Everyone can be happy with a major bowl.
You have to pick. Which is it? If you had to put
Okay.
money on it, playoff berth or B-level bowl?
Well, I don't want the poll to sway me.
Well,
Because
don't.
I was going to go with maybe a playoff berth circumstantially, because I think there could be, again, a lot of parity in the SEC with the number of teams that are still trying to figure out who their starting quarterback will be. Their first-year starting quarterback will have to go through a ton of development as well. You look at the Georgias, Alabamas, LSU seems fine with their quarterback, as they should be. And I think maybe because of that and where the standings could go and the automatic bigs that the conference gets, maybe they squeak in for.
Well, maybe. So you got to pick one.
Well,
B-level or.
I'll say
and
that
see,
they'll
it's
squeak
already
in
moving.
for
You
a
get-
playoff berth. I
Okay.
think things circumstantially around the league could influence Tennessee and play to its benefit.
Okay, Paige Dower in with Brandon
We are a
Marcello. who's-
positive show.
Yeah. People out there going, what? All right, Bob Hodge, where are you going? You going with Brandon
B-level
Marcello?
bowl all day
Oh,
long.
no.
B-level?
Yes. I mean, it's not. I don't want the poll to influence me. I want to influence the poll. B-level bowl. I just don't see this Tennessee team getting above 9 wins. I don't really see them. We'll go back to it many times, but I said a 9-win season about 3 months ago.
Yeah.
I'm on a sliding scale down.
I said 8
B-level bowl.
wins 3 months ago. So I'm going to go B-level bowl is most likely. I still think youth movement, you used the word earlier this week. We talked about it last week.
At some positions.
I think at most positions. It's going to be a young team, I think.
On defense, you got 7 starters back.
Okay. Right tackle, receivers.
Yeah. Those
Running
are key,
back,
those are key positions.
Young. So
And a
there are
new quarterback.
there are some
Fifth-year
aged guys
senior
on defense, but for the most
quarterback.
part, it's a lot of young guys.
5th-year senior maybe at quarterback. I mean, there's more experience on this team than people. You got Miles Kitselman that's back as an
All
extra
right,
year.
so give me your pick.
Playoff.
There you
Playoff
go.
is more likely. I'll say this. This is the part that might surprise some
You
people.
realize you've changed stations. You're not- we don't do the we don't do the rah here. We just cover it.
This is the part that might surprise some people. I think this team has more talent, pure talent, than last year's team. I think the difference is experience, as you said. And obviously, there are just more unknowns. Are they going to be good enough at receiver? Are they going to be good enough on the offensive line? I think the offensive line has more raw talent. I think the receivers are more talented than what they had last year. So
we just haven't seen it yet.
we just haven't seen it yet. So can they get that out of these guys? Are the variables going to work in their favor? I don't know, but I'll say playoff because the schedule, again, is favorable.
Playoff, B
I was
level.
cheering because I had an ally.
No, I'm
Okay.
kidding.
B level. And look, Ryan's right. There is some potential for things to come together. The schedule is definitely a plus. There's only 4 top 25 teams, preseason top 25 teams on the schedule, and none of them are back to back.
Yeah.
So there's no sort of gauntlet, anything like that. So that is a positive for Tennessee. But there are too many questions working next to questions for me to feel like that's where it leans more towards a playoff than back towards a B level. And B level is going to be, that could be an 8-win season, and you end up in one of those bowls. So it's not like, you're barely sliding into a bowl. That could be, maybe a lower level Florida Bowl or Charlotte or something like that. Not to the expectations of Tennessee fans, but still, 8 wins is not going to get you into a major bowl or a playoff.
I think it's funny though, and I don't want to get too far ahead, but this talk about the favorable schedule,
Let's dial it down. Let's wait till the next segment.
Okay.
I'm dialing down,
Okay.
along with my Tennessee expectations.
I'll let you start next.
But that is why I had to clarify what's a B level bowl, because I think the more likely outcome is like Tampa. I think that's so realistic.
And I think that's a B level.
Yeah.
I think
Okay.
Orlando, Citrus Bowl is bigger than the Tax Slayer
Okay.
or the Outback. or
that
whatever
might
they call
change
it
my
now.
answer. I thought you were saying all New Year's Day, anything in that level would not qualify as B level. I don't think they'll slide to the Duke's Mayo and Music City Bowl level. I think
think-
they'll at least stay above that.
What else is there? It's not the Outback anymore. It's the
Yeah, Rely
Rely
Quest.
Quest. Yeah, I think that's B level.
Yeah. Okay. Well, if that's the case, then that might change my answer. But I do think
Does
the
it change
playoff.
You're still playoff.
You could have
Say
gone
well.
B and C level with some.
Yeah, very good.
Tier.
And welcome to the team now, because once I start picking on you, you're really part of the team. So we haven't picked on you yet.